Hey everyone, welcome to the Acrobatic Arts podcast. I'm Loren, and I will be interviewing some of the top leaders and innovators from the dance and acrobatic industry. If you are a teacher, performer, student, or a lifelong learner like myself, you are sure to find these episodes intriguing and full of inspiration. Acrobatic Arts is passionate about providing current and relevant information for everyone. So please, sit back and enjoy as we share our passion with you and the world. Protect your passion and safeguard your business. Today we welcome Joanne Klenk, National Dance Insurance Program Director at Promark Partners Insurance Services. From essential coverage insights to practical risk management tips, she's here to answer some of the biggest insurance questions. This is an episode you won't want to miss. Take it away, Joanne.
Wow, thank you. What a nice introduction. I have been trying to help the dance industry and communities since '99, and I always work to perfect and be a resource to the studios out there. Been to trade shows, have some conversations, have some videos out there. But yes, I'm happy to get started and let you know where we're at with acrobatic arts certification and insurance and how it all relates. Thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity to share some knowledge. So some of the things I'd like to cover, acrobatics versus tumbling versus aerial arts, lyra hoops, where the insurance companies stand on insuring particular acro programs, how you can minimize your risk to make your dance studio more attractive. And there are limitations on policies, which I think is important to share with you. And then we have a concussion protocol that I know many of you have plans in place, but we are a resource for protocol and guidelines. And what our agency mission is related to acrobatic arts. So when you talk about acrobatics, you have the tumbling and the mats and the load at the ground. Insurance companies that specialize in dance insurance really don't have a problem with the tumbling and the mats, and they most times charge you the same premiums. Aerial arts, lyra hoops, height restrictions, other apparatus, they start getting a little bit shaky, and they really like the cream of the crop. And I know working with the acrobatic arts, many of you are the cream of the crop. So from an insurance company perspective, acrobatics comes from the Greek word acrobatos, and it means to go to the highest point. So that's all an insurance company looks at, the highest point. Whether or not it's tumbling, whether or not it's, aerial hoops, maybe 5-10 feet off the ground, they still see it as height. When you do ride a dance studio, acrobatics is considered to have a higher rate. And the higher the risk, the higher the premium, because the higher the fall, the harder the fall. One accident the insurance companies look at, I'm going to exhaust the premium that was paid by the time I defend my dance studio and I pay out a potential claim for an injury. So minimizing your risk, it's really important to have the certification to do the acrobatic arts and have some specialists in the guild, which many of you I know do. Proper teaching comes from that certification and protocol that you're going through, whether it be through acrobatic arts or sharing with other studio professionals. But anyway, the certification proper teaching is really important for you. When you talk about rigging and the height, the higher you go, again, maybe you don't have to go that high. Really high. You can come down lower, and that helps improve what an insurance company will look at to write your studio. Studios also should have rules relative to what the student is allowed to do or not do and adhere to them. So some of the policy limitations or exclusions that I think is important to share with everybody. Take a look at your program, take a look at your policies. Make sure all the disciplines that you're teaching are covered. Look at any limitations for height, any equipment, trampolines, aerial mats, and so on, you want to make sure you don't have a limitation or an exclusion. Also, independent contractors, especially if you're going to have somebody come on board that is certified, that's an independent contractor to teach anything at all, you want to make sure your policy protects you for your independent contractors that are teaching on your behalf. Also, there are exclusions that we're finding lately with concussions and head trauma, and there's just plain out exclusions. So be careful to look on your policies for that. The biggest one that I see when I'm looking at policies, and I think it's important to tell you all, participants as an exclusion. So in other words, your dance students aren't covered if there's an accident at the studio. They literally will have to sue you and prove that you did something negligent. So when you see that exclusion, you do need accident insurance, and the accident insurance will pay for any uncovered medical expenses, whether or not you're negligent. That's that student that just twists their ankle, they can't walk and talk at the same time, and they fall and get hurt. You did nothing wrong, but an accident policy will help you to avoid lawsuits. It is important to have because of that exclusion, and it is important for you to check. And having that separate policy for your accident insurance doesn't penetrate any kind of issues against your regular general liability insurance for negligence. It's considered goodwill because the insurance company will pay for medical expenses that are not covered, say under insurance or a copay. After speaking with you, the business owner, they consider it goodwill coverage. They just pay. It's important because then they waive having a lawsuit. Concussion protocol. Again, having a plan for employees to follow, have a meeting, be aware of the signs. There's links in my presentation here that you can go to the CDC and look up some videos. There's some written guidelines. And again, you just want to be on the heads up because your policy may exclude concussions. Especially when you're doing acrobatics, it's more of a chance of somebody falling and hitting their head. So one of the things that I am trying to accomplish here at Promark Insurance is working with my insurance companies and various programs to cover the disciplines that are within acrobatic arts. So we are right now currently working on the USA accounts as we are domiciled in New York. We are looking to the future for being able to offer a product that will cover Canadian studios as well. And then we are also trying to partner possibly with having potential to offer the program to worldwide studios. That's a little more difficult because the rules are various according to country and the rules and obligations that you have. Some insurance is required, some is not, but it's trying to get our arms wrapped around it and what the need really is from acrobatic arts as to what countries will help in the long run. We really look to be a resource for the industry and offer information through little minis like this, going to trade shows, come and chat with us when we're there. I really do appreciate everybody's attention. And any questions that you may have, I am here. So thank you very much. Bye.
A huge thank you to Joanne Klenk for sharing her expertise on what matters most, your students, staff, and business. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow dance educators. Because when it comes to insurance, it's always better to leap with a safety net. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a great day.